Outman will take it on the right side.
That's a good-looking crossbow.
Huge hole. Outman down the sidelines, and he'll cut it back for 6.
That was really well done. They blocked that very effectively.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to ISPN.TV as we continue to break down 4A and 5A high school football here in the state of Colorado. Along with Marty Cesario, I'm Brian Roth, and time to unveil our, what is it, week 3 or week 4 polls? I guess 3 weeks are in the books. What do we want to call it?
It depends on which way and how you consider 0 week, right?
That's right. So some teams have already played 4 games. Most teams, though, in the state have played 3 games. And after 3 games, let's go to the top 10s in Class 5A. And right there at the very top, Pomona, Grand Junction. They remain undefeated at the very top of our poll, followed by Mullen and then Grandview. Marty making the biggest jump here this week in our poll. They have now knocked out both Mullen and they defeated Bear Creek here this past weekend.
I think the Wolves deserve to be in the top 5. They've certainly proven it. And what's nice is them, you know, as a program, nice perseverance too, because they got pasted in 0 week against Valor Christian. Look at them now, knocked off the top squad in 5A at that time and moving along fine. So John Schultz and his crew at 2-1 looking strong.
Yeah, 31-21 was the score last week against Bear Creek. And, you know, that loss to Valor Christian back in August kind of seems like a distant memory with the way that the Grandville Wolves have been playing. We're going to have them against Fort Collins coming up this week on Xfinity Sports and CET. To the rest of those top 10s, there's Columbine moving up, Chaparral moves up as well, and there's Ralston Valley. We had them at 10 here this past week, Marty. They are undefeated. Boy, we really like Matt Lloyd's squad. They got back to running the football against Rocky Mountain. They're tough.
Yeah, they're finding their identity and starting to, well, inflict it upon others, like Rocky, 35-zip. You knew they were coming. They got in last week at 10, and now they're on the rise. They got an awesome running game, including Riley Houtman, who's just an amazing runner here in the state of Colorado, and that defense is strong with that big boy Nick McCaskey running the middle and the interior of that defense. Watch out for those Mustangs.
Yeah, 35-0 was the score there in the highlights you're watching, and again, Houtman, he was our player of the game. And as you look at the top 10s, one final time here in Class 5A, Highlands Ranch stays in there. Regis drops out. We just didn't feel that we could leave a 2-loss Regis team in there. Yeah, I know they've lost to Valor and Pomona, the 2 number 1s in our 4A and 5A, but we felt Arapahoe deserved to get in there. And how about Mike Campbell's squad, Marty? Arapahoe 3-0.
Things coming into play for Coach Campbell. With my conversations with him during the summertime, he said, hey, I trust my defense. They may have to, you know, kind of lead the way for our program early on in the season, and he's got a great quarterback, multi-talented in Alec Geyser. Well, obviously, Geyser performing well, and that defense hasn't given up a point all season long, so credit Michael Babb, the free safety, and leader Isaac Prudhomme up front on the line. If you blank everybody and you're 3-0, you get in our top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. So Arapahoe is in. We're going to have them against Bear Creek a little bit later on the season. They're going to get Overland this week, but then they're going to get Heritage, and Mike Greibel's team is off to a 3-0 start. They're just on the outside looking in our top 10s, but you know, the Eagles, they win next week. I imagine we'll probably see them in our 5A top 10. On to Class 4, and we take a look at the top 10s there. Valor Christian, they remain at the top. And Marty, as you look at 1 through 4, certainly 1 through 5 with Castleview there as well. Those 5 firmly entrenched as our top 5. And how about Longmont and Monarch here this past week, Marty? Because you know, Longmont gets the big win over Wheat Ridge. They knock the Farmers out of the top 10, and then Monarch hammers Broomfield.
Certainly the Trojans win over Wheat Ridge starts to make you think, well, what's going on with the Farmers? But more importantly, and in more positive light, wow, the Trojans, Coach Doug Johnson obviously has his team clicking, certainly deserve to be in that 2 spot. For the Monarch Coyotes, by association in terms of, you know, similar opponents and scheduling, Coach Bravo feeling really strong because all of a sudden Greeley West, who beat up the Pueblo West Cyclones, and we thought Coach Pinkerton's squad, you know, they're always tough. Well, Monarch has beaten Greeley West, and then they went into Broomfield, and you and I know it's pretty tough to go on Broomfield. They play football at their own stadium on their turf. You know, Monarch went in there and pasted them 42-14. So Coach Bravo, those Coyotes, kind of feeling like maybe we have something special, which they've done before. Maybe they have something special once again here in 2011.
Yeah, you mentioned Greeley West. Good bounce-back win for Mark Rogi's squad. As Marty mentioned, they beat up pretty good on Pueblo West this past weekend. We're still going to leave Pueblo West in the top 10. And again, as we take another peek, Montrose is in there. They're in there. Yeah. One of those teams that have played 4 games here this year, but we weren't quite sure what to do with the bottom part of that 4A bracket. There's a lot of deserving teams. So, Marty, what you and I got together and we said, hey, listen, we're going to put a couple of 3-0 teams in there. They deserve it. Cheyenne Mountain has put up a ton of points this year, and then the Grizzlies of Mesa Ridge also debuting in our top 10.
What's the most decisive stat in football? Wins. And you go 3-0, hey, we're going to give you some love. Cheyenne Mountain, Coach Brian Sherman's squad, they may stay undefeated till they get until early October. That's when we're going to take on Pueblo South, and then they'll travel down to Pueblo West to take on a very tough Cyclone squad, regardless of the loss that they've already taken and suffered there. So we'll see what's up with Cheyenne Mountain probably in early October. Mesa Ridge, strong run game. They got Devontae Johnson. He just got done packing up another 3-digit game, putting up 126 yards. The Grizzlies are undefeated, and hey, keep winning. We'll keep you in there. Congratulations to you guys on a really nice start to your season.
And of course, Johnson put up some video game numbers 2 weeks ago, over 300 yards rushing. He's tough, and we felt like Mesa Ridge and Cheyenne Mountain each deserved to be in the top 10. Well, that's a look at our 4A and 5A top 10s. Join us again coming up next Monday. Marty and I will break it down once again right here on ISPN.TV.